what an atmosphere today. Yes, at the El Clasico.
Yeah, let's get a look at this. We've seen two stunning catches already, one coming from Nicholas Curtin, the other from Dev Canal. For me, this is the catch of the tournament. Like almost all the great ones, it's a misjudgment.
Misjudged it to start with, but the recovery was fantastic. And the glasses, they must have gone 10 yards.
It is funny that the most spectacular catches almost always seem to be misjudgments at first, but the youngster, great use of the feet. Has he got enough? Yes, he has. And it's going to go all the way. That's a Siddhartha Bank 6 to Ishan Pandey.
Yeah, pretty good shot from Ishan. Using his feet. It's nice to see. I think it is a pitch. You've got to use your feet. We saw it yesterday in the game. It's pretty even ground. He's in the middle of this pitch. 65 metres, just about 360 degrees. Got great contact. Got to the pitch of the ball. Lovely flow at the bat. And there he goes, over the boundary.
The big surprise is Rajbanshi's taking some tap today. It's the first time we've seen it happen. Another wonderful piece of fielding by young Trump. He's come in and added a lot of energy. Rajbanshi was second to only Mohamed Mohsen coming into today in terms of the economy rates. He's going the distance today in the context of the game, Guffey.
He is. It's been pretty low scoring after another good start, by the way. Come back well into the game. At the Bolts.
There is turn on offer. It's surreal, isn't it? The morning games definitely turning more than the afternoon.
Absolutely. Just one thing on this Trump. It's 3 catches, but I don't know why he's got those glasses on. They've been off his head more than they've been on it.
Power sweep. Great connection. 4 more. Ishan Pandey is having a very good tournament. End of the 16th. It's 97 for 5. Finally, the Royals finding their voice again, thanks to a really good over 13 coming off Rajbanshi's last. Darren, I know you're still fresh into the tournament, but we've talked up to Pendra Singh in that finishing role. Did he get to the crease a bit early again today?
Well, it looks like it. If you look at the crease there, 3 deliveries he faced. He wanted to get off the mark, but he just couldn't, could he? Fell for a 0.
Now, Arif Sheikh is having a really difficult tournament. And you're going to love this, Darren. See the 2 men in your shot there. Arif Sheikh, Asif Sheikh. Brothers. Older brother on strike, younger brother with the gloves. Playing for different franchise teams. Who's going to win the battle? Who are mum and dad supporting today?
Oh, it's an amazing experience. As a father myself, my 2 sons were playing great cricket. In Australia, and I actually was there when they played against each other. It's the weirdest thing ever. It really is. My younger son bowling at my older son.
Does it become apparent who the favourite son is quickly, or are they all your favourite? He's got to get some runs though, Arif Sheikh, because he's yet to get to double figures in this tournament. The 100s come up though now for the Royals in the 17th.
Yeah, perhaps having your brother out there give you a little more inspiration to do well. Because they're always competitive. Look, brothers, there might be blood, but they are so competitive. And it might just be the edge he needs to go out there and get him to a decent competitive. I would say they need at least another 30.
Beautifully bowled. Thacker interested, thinking pad first. Not so sure. Yeah, for me in the morning game, if you can get 140 and you bowl and field well, you can be confident of winning. Afternoon games have been a bit different, a bit less predictable.
Oh, I tell you what, he got away with that one as well. That was hitting pad first.
Oh, has Sheikh the Younger just dropped Sheikh the Elder? Was there any bat off this? No. Dead ball given. The umpire saying he didn't play a shot. Not so sure about that, Darren Goff.
Well, it'll be a first for me, a T20 game, and a batter at the latter end of the innings not playing a shot. Of course he played a shot. He got nowhere near it, but he definitely played a shot.
Yeah, I'm really not... Have a look at... He's played a shot, he's missed it. But given as a dead ball, given as a dot. So maybe the Royals robbed of a run. Pandey wants the second, but Artie Sheikh sends him back because he wants the strike. That's going to get us to the end of a very interesting over. Could have been an LBW, probably should have been an extra run. It's 102 for 5. Fascinating previous over, Darren Goff. Couple of umpiring decisions in the spotlight.
Absolutely. It's all happening here in Nepal. I say, I couldn't believe it this morning. The crowd at 9 o'clock in the morning.
We did tell you as they were coming up the hill, as soon as we drive up the hill into the Tribhuvan University campus, if you see them walking at 8 o'clock, 8:05, you know it's going to be a big one.
It's like a nightclub. I've come to watch a cricket match, someone working a cricket match, and it's like a nightclub. Look at that. Amazing.
Speaking of nightclubs, there's one of the best in the world here in Kathmandu and Tamil. Very famous LOD. Might see if I bring you there. Kishore Mahado. Pumped. Man long on. Taken. Arif Sheikh is yet to get to double figures in this tournament. The national team players having a real struggle with the bats. And Kishore Mahado has another win in his tally.
Again, unfortunately, you're coming in when you're out of form. The seamer into play, a foolish ball right in the slot, gets decent contact on it, just not enough. It's a 65-yard boundary, comfortable catch in the deep, and he's gone. The disappointment, it's all there. Again, disappointing run for Arif Sheikh. He goes for 6 from just 9 balls, but at 102 for 6.
Sudurpaschim's fans may be outnumbering the Bolts here in the ground and indeed on social media, the most followed side, the team in yellow. But I'll tell you something, the Bolts fans are out cheering them right now because they are dominating. Scott Kugeline's going to have a lot to do. He's bowled really well in probably one of their real trump cards. This is a good catch held by Arniko Yadav because he's kind of down in the shadows there.
It is indeed. Staying in the shadows, but comfortable catch, good technique. There's a little bit of a wobble, but he had a good technique and that saved him in the end. Again, keep taking wickets, that's the key. In cricket, in all forms, and especially one-day cricket, it just stops the momentum. Stop them hitting boundaries and take wickets.
Good moment for Kishore Mahado again. Remember, returning from Australia. He might just have another. Yes, he does. I think Monty Desai is going to say, Kishore, we need you back here in Nepal to lead the attack. Such a talent. It's a big wicket. Isham Pandey, the latest to go.
Yeah, another clever bit of bowling. I said a pitch, slow ball into the pitch, just stops in it, and nothing shot really from Isham, and it's a comfortable catch from Jimmy Neesham, number 50 on his back, but there's no 50 for Isham Pandey, goes for 17, and the score now is 103 for 7.
This atmosphere here at the TU, it's intoxicating. Loving every second. They're putting on a show on a Wednesday morning. You won't believe it, it's barely past 10 a.m. Feels like there's not a single office in Kathmandu that's got any workers in it, because they're all here. They're in Kirtipur. Ramesh Buddy here, the latest to the crease. The Royals have collapsed in a heap here. 55 for none, 103 for 7. Kishore Mahado, after 2 expensive overs, has come back brilliantly. He's found 2 and 3 balls. Clever piece of bowling. There's been comparisons to someone you know well, Darren Goff, to Kishore Mahado. Bit of Liam Plunkett in him.
Yeah, I can see the comparison, but it's clever bowling, you know. Into the pitch, we've seen it stopping now. It's week 2 in the tournament. Slower balls into the pitch, hard to hit, hard to pick, and then he gets his rewards.
Nicely picked up. Has he got enough? Oh, yes he has. Great strike from Kugelheim, showing his wares with bat and the ball.
Well, take a bow, Kugelheim. Again, bowling into the pitch, but I'll tell you what, he found the sweet spot here. Absolutely. Just watch this back. Another slow ball into the pitch, waiting for it. Threw everything at it. He's a big man, he's Kugelheim, and he's big enough to clear the ropes. Look at that one. Into the stand. 6, a maximum.
65 metres out there, and that has travelled. Does go a bit further when you get it well up here at altitude. Kugelheim's had such a good tournament. He really has. Lots of the talk has been about Tapendra Singh Airi, but this man, one of the stars. Yorked him! 3 in the over! Oh, one of the best deliveries we've seen from any quick bowler in this whole MPL. Darren Goff, that's you incarnate. Eat your heart out.
Well, you'd take that, wouldn't you? You don't mind getting hit for the maximum if you're going to follow it by an unbelievable bit of bowling. I love seeing this. Yorkers, look at that. You couldn't deliver a better one. Absolutely right on the button, underneath the bat, knocks the poles back. What a sight. Every fast bowler loves to see it. Brilliant from the Bolts. The Royals in trouble. Kugelheim goes for 7, and he's now 110 for 8.
Well, that was such a good Yorker. We've needed some running repairs to the stumps. Darren Goff, you were known as the king of the in-swinging Yorker. How good was that from Kishore Mahado?
Yeah, trademark delivery. And, you know, when you bowl one of them, there's no better sight. As a fast bowler, you know you're bowling at the end of the innings. You just want that perfect Yorker, and that was it. Take that around with you, young man. Take a bow. Perfect delivery. And a great comeback after getting it out of the ground, by the way.
3 wickets in the over alongside the maximum. He's got 3 for 28. Naren Soud The under-19 star, he comes to the crease as Jimmy Neesham returns for his second. Darren, we were talking off there. You played, at the time there was 10 Test Nations when you were playing. You played in all of the other 9 countries, and of course England, where there's great fanatical support for cricket. Have you ever seen an atmosphere like this?
No, and I'd heard so much about it, you know, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to come here. I'd never been to Nepal, but I'd heard so much about the atmosphere, seen pictures of it, seen videos, and it's not disappointing at all. The people are magnificent, so friendly. The cricket is adorable. Look at the crowd. What is the time now? 20 past 10.
Well, the great thing is there's a joy and a spirit and an innocence here and a love of cricket I just find absolutely intoxicating.
And the DJ is banging. Take the DJ. Let's get the DJ to England.
There's a great mix, isn't there? Local tunes, all-time classics as sound. Comes on to strike for the first time. This is where Neesham will be very good now as well.
Well, listen, Jimmy Neesham, an experience man, he's done it in a World Cup balls at the end. You know, bowls good Yorkers, mixing it up well. He is hittable, but when it's his day, he's a very clever cricketer, Jimmy Neesham, and bowls it well. And we just go back to the crowd. Look at it, all around the ground. You've just got people enjoying themselves, friendly, waving, happy. That's what it's about. I love this sort of atmosphere. I live for this.
It's absolutely contagious too, isn't it? Look to get the second, and the dive will get him home. A couple of famous days last year, 16th of March, probably the most famous, the game that went around the world as Nepal beat the UAE in the most remarkable and dramatic of fashions. The fading light, Duckworth Lewis Stern coming into play, the umpires removing the bails to spark jubilant scenes of celebration, and then a 2-day game. It was only 1 day, but the reserve day came into play as the rain came down on the 1st of May. The umbrellas were up, 30,000 stayed. And then it went into the second day, and the Cricket Association of Nepal said, we're going to open the gates, it's going to be free. Even more came on the 2nd of May, after the May Day Labour holiday. Nepal beat the UAE again and went to the Asia Cup for the first time. It's been 10 years since their first World Cup. They had their second this year. And all of a sudden, I think Nepal are introducing themselves to the world this year in 2023 and 2024. The last 24 months, it's been exceptional. And this NPL, it's not just introducing Nepali cricket, Darren, to the world. It's introducing the beauty and the wonder of this country to everyone. And what you've got to do now, you've got to go and tell everyone back in England.
Don't worry about it. I will. I've been here now for 4 days now, and it's been fantastic. And I've been lucky enough to go around the world and just have a quick look at this one. Jimmy Neesham, actually slow ball. It nipped off the seam away, so there's still a little bit of movement about there. And one of the other tournaments I think has lit up the world as well is the SA20. I think that's got a great atmosphere about it. And that, when you have a crowd that are passionate and enjoy it, and they enjoy being at the cricket, it makes a great tournament. Big name players want to come and play in it, and this is definitely going to be hitting the map.
Nicely played. Has he got enough to get to the boundary? No real timing, no, just a couple. Couldn't agree more with you. You have to put the fans first, and that's what they've done so well, the organisers, in this inaugural season. End of the 19th, just one remains. 116 for 8.
Each time I fall, I know I will rise again higher, because I'm not attached to the outcome ever. Pushing myself out of my comfort zone, constantly in the search of where next.
Get health products delivered in 29 minutes from Apollo 24/7. Now.
Even though we're only halfway into the tournament, this tournament's already broken line records in terms of number of views for any cricket tournament in Nepal. That will only grow and grow. Hundreds of thousands concurrently watching, millions in total, not just on the televisions but on the live streams. As Kishore Mahato is clipped into the leg side, long on, and Blaze takes the catch. That's 4 from Mahato. What a great comeback. First 2 overs went for 20. Now he's got 4 for 28.
Well, what a comeback. Mahato has come in. He's mixed it up with slow balls into the pitch, quick balls. Again, another good strike, but it's a 65-yard boundary hitting down the ground. He didn't get nowhere near it, and it's another comfortable catch in the deep. I'll tell you what, the Bolts have come into this narrow sound. He goes for 3, and now they're really struggling, the Royals. 116 for 9.
Well, he's known as the Yorker King, the death specialist. If the Bolts take the win, they'll remain perfect. They'll be 5 from 5, they'll playoff spot. And also, it kind of brings those 4 on 2 points, particularly the Gurkhas with 4 games left, back into the contest. Might be a good result for the tournament in a funny way.
Well, I think they've been outstanding. They didn't start very well, then they've come back into this, and they've been magnificent in the field.
Could be a chance. No, holds on to it. Chasing down 120 or something in that vicinity. Do you make them big favourites?
I would say make them big favourites. I think in Lone Point you looked about 135, 140, but the way they've come back has been superb. The Royals 118 for 9. There's the points table. Janakpur 4 games, 8 points. Look at them all on 2 down there, down the bottom. It's an open series.
They've got to scrap for their lives, don't they? And we'll see the Lions again in action this afternoon. Oh, brilliant Yorker. How good has he been these final 2 overs? You go around the park at the top, 2 overs done for 20. What do you need as a fast bowler? Strength of character to come back?
Absolutely, and he does. That's the biggest thing you need, heart and belief. And if you can bowl at this part of any T20 game, come back and bowl cutters into the wicket, bowl a good Yorker, you can make a living out of this all around the world.
Does he deserve a fiver? And Michelle?
And Michelle, yeah, we love a Michelle. We saw one yesterday, didn't we, from Basoto, was it?
Yeah, 6 for him.
6-4.
Here he goes, can he get 5? Does this carry to long on? No, not quite. And a diving effort goes off to the rope. Well, he's been exceptional his 2 comeback overs. They've gone for 15, but he's picked up 4 wickets. And the Sudurpaschim Royals will have to be content with just 123 for 9 from their 20 overs.
Yeah, a good finish, 123 for 9. The Royals will be, feels though they're probably 15 short of what they should have got at one point, but the Bolts come back really, really well. And here it is, the final delivery. Went for the Yorker, didn't quite get it right, and that's the unfortunate thing if you don't get it in there. It kind of stopped in the wicket. He ran past it, a little bit of a slip, and he slips away for a boundary. So a good finish from the Royals, but probably 10 short, 15 short of what they would have liked. But the Bolts would be favourites going into the game.
Yeah, the problem is up in that shadow, it will have just been a bit slippy. Just that little corner of the ground that's still in shadow. Let's get a look at the batting card. A great start from the 2 openers. They put on 55 and looked completely unfussed. But a bit like we saw yesterday, once you come out of the power play, it can get tricky, particularly if you're trying to force it against the spinners. We'll certainly question the batting order. Not sure why Brandon McMullen wasn't at number 3. And maybe Dipender Singh Airi got to the crease too early. His first real failure with a duck off 3 balls. And ultimately, it was the top 2. And Ishan Pandey, the only really batters to make an impact. 123 for 9. For the partnerships outside of that one at the openers, not a lot to cheer. Ishan Pandey again looked good for me. himself and young Dinesh Karel, the two left-handers, really stepping up in this competition. But the Sudurpaschim Royals won't be pleased with the wickets from 2 to 10. What about the bowlers? Darren Shermala, Arniko Yadav and Kishore Mahado, the stars.
Yeah, Mahado came back well there, 4 for 35. A little bit expensive, if we're going to be totally honest, but he came back really well. But yeah, some of the spinners there, Shermala, 2 for 19 off his 4 was outstanding. And I thought obviously as well, Arniko Yadav, 2 for 16, absolutely well bowled from Janakpur Bolts, came back well into that game to pull the score back.
Let's get a look at Mahato's 4, Goffey. Because I've got you with me, I want you to talk about what it's like bowling at the death in white ball cricket, how tricky it is.
Well, I lived for it. I absolutely did it from being 18, 19 years old. But you've got to be clever and think about the pitch. And this pitch is a huge pitch. Lots of slow balls, cutters into it. But there's the golden ball, the Yorker. And then you'll check, he's caught on the boundary. When you look back and they say, oh, he got 4 for that game, you're not bothered about him being caught on the boundary. As long as it doesn't go over the boundary, you're happy.
Absolutely love that description of the Yorker as the golden ball. That's exactly what it was. We've got a capacity crowd, an unforgettable atmosphere, a spine-tingling one, and the Bolts to stay perfect, to stay as the only unbeaten team in the tournament, to make it 5 from 5. They'll need 124 to win. Don't go anywhere too far. We'll have all the action in just a few moments' time.